And finally now we are going to be getting into those drafts. But to talk a little bit more about the game right now, the meta game. A lot of people consider the XP laner and the roamer to be the two most important roles in a team right now.
Yeah. Oh, very interesting. So a shift in dynamic there where I think previously was gold laner, no? As priority?
Yeah, gold lane, jungle.
All right, we'll see how this goes. Welcome to the drafting phase for game number 1 between both of these teams. It looks like RSG Philippines on the blue side, Onic on the red. So don't get confused between who's left and right. Just see who gets first pick, ladies and gentlemen. But here it is, 2 bans respected towards KIBOY in the Ling and the Fanny. Meanwhile here, Onic, they're gonna be able to take the Martis away along with the Heave and the Uranus. But look at these picks come through really quick. RSG pick up the Valentina, Kaja, and Claude for Onic.
Yeah, and honestly right now this draft is just all respect. They take away the Valentina from Sans. They make sure they don't give something like the Kadita that can be flex into mid or roam. They don't want to give assassins to Kari. Meanwhile, Onic said, yep, we know about Nas. We're definitely not giving Uranus to him. We also don't want to give Eve to Aqua. And I feel like one of the sleeper picks for RSG, if you're not careful with it, is that Martis for Demon Kite. So they know each other so well. They also picked up the Kaja just so Light wouldn't be able to do his pick-off plays with one of the strongest suppress abilities here. I wouldn't be so remiss if they go ahead and pick up Franco as one of their first 3 picks right now.
Maybe if not the Franco, the Kufra can come through with the Arlet here. Just a lot of displacements to try to go up against the Claude and the Kaja. But it is the Arlet with the Franco. Why the Arlet? The displacement, the final slash. If CW isn't careful, that Blazing Duet can be instantly cancelled out. So does the Bloody Hunt. It does the same thing here, and it's also great lockdown. So it's a battle of who taps that ultimate first, Divine Judgment or Bloody Hunt.
Yeah, and that's another thing when you're playing up with a Kaja or a Franco on your side, you're gonna need either the XP laner or even the jungler at times to sort of have like a set-up potential. That's why they also put in the Arlot along with the points that you brought up. And look at Onic. Now they're gonna be playing everything we discussed about these two teams, how they want to play the game, how they want to empower their XP laners. That Masha pickup is just another great example of it.
Definitely, definitely. I think the Masha pickup has an advantage over the Arlet, not in CC that it kind of lacks compared to the Arlet, but the mobility, right? The fact that the Masha can be utilized in several different ways. One is what we saw from Boots before when he just goes really aggressive onto the lane, clears it, and looks for pressure on either the mid lane, even the enemy jungle, or even just all the way down to the gold lane. So we need a solution towards how fast this Masha can rotate, and that all comes back down to the second phase of the drafts. Onic will take out the 1-1. What about RSG PH? What do they want to take away?
I mean, looking at it now, should be the jungler, right? I mean, force him out. Lancelot ban coming through, Hayabusa, even Joy makes sense here. Just try to force or hack a Kyrie. That's something that we have been seeing a lot now. It seems like Onic, in a lot of people's eyes, have gone back to that Kyrie Esports kind of nickname that was made at M4 because of the performance from kind of the rest of the team. I think against EVOS Legends, it was mostly present there. Fanny was literally the only thing that was going for them.
Yeah, I actually really like this ban by Onic with the Baksha. Because right now, usually, the trend that we're seeing for lineups like drafted like this by RSG is that they pick up the Baksha in the jungle. Because you mentioned there earlier, Eterna, in terms of matching the rotational speed, Baksha does that great. We saw that earlier in the series of Yudu and Onic, where Yudu almost took down Onic in game number 2. So now, Joy might actually be the jungle option here for RSG. If not Joy, they might even consider out a Karina at this point.
Oh, interesting choice.
Karina.
The Karina. Demon Kite's one of his prior heroes back in the day. I remember, man. And when he won MSC 2022, there was a lot of Karina games coming through. Onic, though, they'll pick up the Fredrin here. And that just seals the deal. The Masha's already picked up. No, there's no way. I think there's no way it's flexed here. It's Fredrin in the jungle confirmed. So they're going to be relying on Kyrie, on CW actually, heavily to be carrying this game from the damage department and also Sans. So getting Sans a comfort pick is going to be massive. And right now, RGPH, they kind of have Onyx number. They know the only other pick that Sans has been playing has been the Farsa.
Yeah.
They left it open for a reason. They have a counter. They know how to fight against it.
It's not a good pick. You can't pick up the Farsa in this situation. There's just too many dive. There's too many solutions that RSGPH can utilize to punish the Farsa.
You're gonna go Kagura or still stick with the Farsa? There's the Karina, as I mentioned earlier.
The 2022 MSC special from the champion, Novario. Okay.
All right.
Makes sense. There you go. If you want a little bit more mobility, technically the Novario gets you that, right?
Yeah.
Faster cooldown compared to the Wings by Wings with the Astral Recall, better range, and better vision. For a team like RSGPH who wants to be ambushing you, using the vision pockets, the blind spots, this pick is pretty massive.
Yep.
Okay, and there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, all the picks have been set in stone. Let's go call on the casters. What do you guys think about this draft?
Calling you will answer. It's a showcase of two different metas, one very recent and the other quite the throwback.
Quite the throwback. In a matter of fact, it's a yar shiver me timbers moment for the both of them.
Yo ho ho, matey, it is indeed.
And if you're wondering about the pirate accents, these are two kings of sea, champions of MSC. In a matter of fact, go check it out if you haven't noticed it yet. But our predictions, we are on two opposite ends. I'm leaning towards Onic, and you're leaning towards RSG.
I like it. It's the classic RSGPH death ball, and the fact that they're playing with a lineup that both won MSC 2022 and is quite a revival given that DK took a break and is still kicking butt in this shape and form makes me believe that maybe they can take down MSC 2023 champs in Onic.
I don't know, because Onic has been looking extremely clean, and when I look over at RSGPH's overall matchups, it's either they snowball super hard and win the game, but if it drags out, or maybe if they have a little too much fun, that's when you see them really struggle.
All right, let's get into the game. It's game one between these two kings of sea. And as you are looking at it right now, it's orange start for DK, while Kyrie goes for his purple first with a little bit of a leash coming in from your boy KIBOY. Let's see what the XP lane is like, as well as a quick check on our emblems.
Ooh, Master Assassin coming out from Butsu's side. He knows that he's not going to lose this, so he doesn't mind the trades. With the Little Wanderer falling into the hands of Kyrie for now, he's going to start off with a slight EXP lead. But where's Onic looking? No, not even Onic. Where's RSG looking to punch a hole?
Yep, RSG here is going to play with the re-engage. They're going to try and time out Onic's deep dive, given that Onic can say how, when, and where these fights happen, given the extra resources they have, especially when they reach level 4. Hell, when Boots reaches level 2, there you go, he's ready, he's going to go in. But now, 3v3 up top.
The Iron Hook has already been used. Light has to flicker on out of there. Stands from far. Plays his Wrath. Is going to find first blood on towards Demon Kite's side with KIBOY picking up Light at the same time. That's going to be two big battle spells already being utilized.
Yep, again, we're looking for the re-engage. Onic is on right now. RSGPH, not quite yet. And KIBOY knows that. Aqua's respecting the fact that, hey man, even without the Divine Judgment, this is a very, very sustainable Kaj at 2 minutes.
I'm getting a huge, massive war flashbacks of YRG. Early double kill for the side of Onic. It's happening all over again, is it not?
That happened earlier today when Onic knocked down Eudora Giants into the lower bracket. Sans thrown out the Astral Echo, spots Nats, Light, and DK. Oh no, do they know that this is a 4v3?
It's not looking good. They use the Astral Spear just to make sure they get some damage, but the KIBOY so nearby. Nats with the final slash, pushing him out of the way. Kyrie secures the turtle in the meantime, prays his Wrath as well, but Demon Kite this time surviving the onslaught.
And with that, Onic continue to pick up the pace. Even if they didn't get any additional kills, the fact that Turtle went to their side and that they're calling the shots everywhere. If you're going to watch the map right now, save for mid, all the other lanes are in control for Onic. And look at how much Onic is ahead. CW can just go ahead and take a small camp.
Goodness, CW pushing advantages wherever he can. He's going to spot out Light, but it doesn't matter because with this BMI, he stays concealed in the bushes in the meantime. Very, very smart micro mechanics coming in from Onic. And, you know, for gold laners, keep that in mind. It's a good utilization of the hero.
Especially when you're the more mobile between you and your lane mate. Speaking of mobile, CW here rocking the sprint on his Claude. Not going to happen as often, but wait, hold up. Eman already has a corrosion scythe?
He's walking up. Kyrie gets spotted out. The Bloody Hunt is already coming on towards him. Praise's Wrath is going to chuck him out so very low. Kyrie might just lose his life, but CW already finds light. They're starting to back away, and Demon Kite, luckily, he doesn't take auto attack damage, but everybody else, dodges the right one. CW getting the double kill. He's looking for that triple as Aqua is locked up. Triple for CW. Wait, is this it? Could this be his Maniac? It's a Maniac for CW. 3 minutes, 46 seconds into the game.
RSGPH just fell completely into Onyx plans. As Onyx Sobat's drums beat, so did Onyx forward march, and RSGPH just danced to that tune. And it's not a tune they're used to. I'm looking at Aqua this whole time and saying, why is he walking that way? Why is he moving there? What's the game plan? It seemed like they were so scrambled. Watch it right now. Look at how much and how, you know what? Rather the word, how little RSGPH put on the map as early as now. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, right? Aqua just jumps into the middle of it. He had the Divine Judgment. He knows that he doesn't have enough damage, but more importantly, cooldowns were already spent, so why go deeper in? But let's hold up here. Next neutral objective is already available in Boots 1v3. He doesn't mind. Down to his last health bar. He's finally locked out by the Bloody Hunt. He goes down as KIBOY's trying to save him. And now Kyrie in the middle of that fight flickers out of there. KIBOY survives and Kyrie finds the kill on Nats.
Man advantage was over on RSG's side, but I can't help but feel a sense of hesitation in the former MSC champions ranks. And they have to hold it down. This can't come from mid. Light and Aqua are a dream come true duo. The fact that mid is shaking and trembling is a weakness and an opportunity that Onic will not hesitate to take.
Iman forced the recall because of the 4 kills achieved by CW. He's just so far ahead of the economy game, down by gold lane. It's a tough matchup. He'll never win any of these 1v1s for the next 7 minutes.
4-0-0. If that mid lane duo is a dream, at least for the majority of the past year, this start for CW is an amazing one. It's a dream come true for most gold laners. And look at how much Onic is just asserting their dominance. CW can get whatever he wants. And this whole time, KIBOY is just roaming around. Like, I don't think there's any fight that Onic took in the past 5 minutes that they're not sure of. That's what I'm seeing right now. Onic is just so confident, full of conviction, every single movement. RSGPH, I can't say the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for them to get that sort of, that level of information, in a matter of fact. Like, KIBOY gets the move wherever he wants, but whatever he doesn't check, Sans covers for him. Like, look at that. They're making sure every single area of the map is checked.
Here's a telltale sign. Here is a telegraphed message coming in that Onic are so sure. Instead of the usual, oh wait, they get a pull on DK!
Well, DK, he's trying to get on out of there as Demon Kite is going to use his ult to get on the opposite side of Kyrie. Dodges the spear as well. Nicely played by Demon Kite, but can they actually get out? No, the Appraiser's Wrath is going to kill Demon Kite. Nobody can actually peel for him.
Yep, as I was saying, first item on KIBOY is an immortality. So he's just gonna keep throwing himself at RSGPH. If a Divine Judgment hits, so be it. If it doesn't, then he's bought time for the rest of Onic. So, looking at the map right now, I don't think RSGPH would want to ever cross the river. It's that bad here. 7 minutes in, 7 kills down, 5K. Gold ahead. They got a pull!
Yep, the Bloody Hunt is already being utilized. Even the final slash, he catches Kyrie at the same time, who's able to press him. But now Aqua finds the Divine Retribution. It looks good, but CW is able to fall up instantaneously. The Divine Judgment, rendered useless.
And even with that shutdown on Kyrie, Onic still walk away with something they're happy with. That's a trade I'll take any day. Look at the gold on CW, 6,500 compared to Eman, who's sitting at just under 5,000. That's almost 2,000 ahead. And wait, does he want to take this fight?
No, I mean, Boots, he could if he wanted to, but really, just look at the privilege that CW has here, right? In the face of Demon Kite on a Karina. He's just, I'm going to take this away from you unless you use Retribution.
All right, interesting build on Demon Kite's Karina as well. He's rocking the tank emblem alongside Lethal Ignition, Season Hunter, and Swift. So it's a DPS tank Karina.
Interesting. We haven't seen one of those in a while. The last Karina we saw was full magic damage. He was looking 100-0. This time around, Demon Kite, he wants to be able to absorb and bait things out.
And I don't know how that's going to help from a losing perspective. A lot of junglers these days, especially the ones that are super meta, know exactly what to do. But here, DK, 3v1?
Yep, Boots is able to disarm Iman, which calls Light off from actually using the Bloody Hunt. So at least we're in my... Oh, the damage from Sans continuing the oppression. No matter what move RSGPH, Onic continued to disrespect them even in no man's land.
Oh no. It has come to the point where even orange buffs are scarce. They have to send 5 men to make sure that the map is clear, that they're here in the Lord Pit, and that DK can actually secure the small resources that should have been his all this while. Again, 6,000 gold ahead. Are they considering a contest?
Maybe. I mean, they're starting to walk up here, all of them as well, and Kyrie, he's able to secure it instantly. Once the ult is down, wait, hold on, they're actually chasing Demon Kite down. The Praise's Wrath comes on through. Boots gets hit by the Iron Hook, but he's got so much HP. He's just gonna punch him down, and RSG, at least they didn't lose any one of their members.
I guess that's a silver lining. That's a little bit of hopium for all of the Raiders watching, but Onic Sobat here in Istora Sinayan, here in Jakarta, all around the world know that Onic is going to make the most of this Lord marching through top. Not a single turret conceded, not a single major objective taken by RSG PH. Now, even if I did say I kind of liked RSG's draft, I don't know how it performs from a losing standpoint. On the defensive, inside their base, like, what do they do?
I mean, they're hoping for a snowball, and I think they're really hoping that CW makes a significant mistake to help turn this around, because I don't see any other way, right? Unless they pick off Sans, and even then, he's not like the main guy.
Ain't that miserable, though? The fact that you're hoping for your opponents to slip up, hoping that they let something through, means that RSGPH are going to have to stay inside their base. And even then, Gideon, on our wave clearing scale, right? Out of 5, I give RSGPH's lineup a 2. Look at it.
I would honestly even rate it to be a 1, because there's not a lot of AoE here, and these cooldowns are important.
I'm being very generous then.
It's quite generous, as a matter of fact, but this is going to be the first inhibitor that's following as Divine Judgment once again landing on KIBOY. He's willing to die. He's got immortality, but he still survives, not even losing the resource as well. Nats, very good idea to get on top of CW, but CW's like, no. BMI out of there. I ain't slipping up this time.
And that's what's difficult. When you're hoping that your opponent makes a mistake, and your opponents are Onic, nay, Onic Prime, that's very slim pickings. KIBOY, though, very low.
Loses his immortality, but Aqua's already been chunked out. Blazing Duet already comes in as the big ultimates are down. Stats with a shot. Iman nearly getting taken out. Another inhibitor still holds on. Demon Kite is low, but doesn't give the kill. All right. Let's calm down here, Gilak Sands.
All right, close call. And they're going to continue to pressure him. Look at how Sans is just drawing a line between RSGPH and the rest of his teammates. Astro Echo out, 4 big targets. Just the same, even with this 1-rated wave clear, they're still doing their best.
Sans is playing aim labs right now. That's what he's doing. He's playing a completely separate app. He's practicing his skill shots because he knows he can't be punished that easily with the lead. 10K is a death sentence for most pro teams.
This is difficult. Even in a ranked game, you don't often see 10K. And that's just how oppressed RSGPH is. That's how aggressive Onic is at choking them out. Here, look at this orange. It's not as safe. See, look at Kyrie just stepping up the Demon Kite. Make my day. Hello.
Walk up to me, forcing out every single time. Forcing it out. And I mean, Kyrie, he doesn't mind. The next neutral is coming up, and he's like, okay, all right, that's totally fine. You want to contest this? Nah, not even close.
Not even. They're not even going to approach Onic here. And at least that's one thing that RSGPH can hold out for. They can hold on to their magic sentries, hold on to their inhibitors, and then hope to goodness that they can make it past the 15-16 minute mark. They can make it past this Luminous Lord. Because this Lord is going to march on through top, hopefully maybe crash into the base once, and then they'll deal with the rest of the waves. They're about to lose an inhibitor, maybe all of them right now.
Divine Judgment being stolen away by Aqua, copying it, making sure that he is ready to punish, but CW, he's not been caught lacking this entire game. KIBOY is going to find that pull on towards Aqua's side, but he instead able to find CW instead! What a turnaround! Okay, 45, there is potential hope here. And now Onic, they're going to take their time with the major damage coming in from Sands mainly, but still, I don't think they want to position themselves like finding an iron hook of a lifetime onto KIBOY! Oh my goodness! Oh! The entire situation we were talking about, CW slipping up, they found it.
Was RSGPH playing possum this whole time?
I mean, that was one of the best possums I have ever seen. Let yourself get Divine Judgment, and then when CW walks on a little too close, catch him and pull him back in.
And inside their base too. And I'm eating my words. I address the whole Raider Nation when I say I made a mistake, I made the wrong call. They lost just mid lane inhibitor. They kept bottom. That's definitely a huge win for RSG. Not to say that they're out of the woods quite yet. If anything, there's still half a dozen things they need to check off on this long grocery list of ways to come back. But Gideon, they've somehow closed the gap. I'd say even if we're looking at a 9K, 10K gold lead still, this is the most time they've spent outside their base in the past 5 minutes.
Here we go, conceal play. This might be a full team fight. Catches no one, but no! KIBOY, he finds it! He gets the suppression, and CW with a blazing duet gets canceled by the final flash. Double kill coming from CW. He's still too far ahead with the winds of nature as well.
That's it.
Whenever Onic loses, they come back stronger.
Outgunned is still outgunned. It's just a matter of time. The inevitable shall come. Demon Kite just buying time, but ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Onic takes game 1.
Oh my goodness, after RSGPH coming up with a literal 300 IQ play from Aqua, Onic is like, no, never again.
Moments like that open up the opportunity for a comeback, but you still have to crawl all the way, and Onic didn't let them. Onic just stopped it, nipped it at the bud, and just said, yeah, no. Still a 10K gold lead, you're still trapped inside your base, and I think RSGPH just left out. They went out too soon. I think our analysts are gonna have a field day on this. There was so much going on. What do y'all think?
I think that was an intense game by the Yellow Porcupines, baring their teeth for game number 1, leading this best of 3 series 1-0 against RSG Philippines. And that was a 15-minute game, but it doesn't do how much dominance that Onic had in that game.
Yeah, I don't think it was an intense game at all. I thought it was a very boring, one-sided game because Onic just completely took everything from the drafts.
Look, agreed, but there was a moment that RSGPH had and they could capitalize over. But Onic, they knew better, man.
Yeah. I think even in that moment, it wasn't really like a threat at all. Because looking at it, sure, it was a kill, it was a good shutdown, but 2 base turrets, that's still everything. Map pressure, control, almost everything. You can take a look at the items here, and there's not much to say about the items. Why? Because it was so one-sided.
Yeah, Onic got everything they want in that early game. Sans played out of his mind on this Novaria.
Yeah.
One of the things you do against RSG to stop them from being able to play the game they want to play is to make sure Aqua and Light don't get into position. And early on, Sans over and over again just kept hitting those Astral recalls that RSGPH, when they would finally get into position, Onic knew where they were and they'd be low, and then it just snowballed and snowballed until we got a Maniac from CW at 3 minutes and 45 seconds approximately.
Yeah, and it was so crazy, right? Because even in the drafts, we were like, oh my god, with all these heroes banned out from Sans, what the heck is he gonna play? The Farsa? Farsa, too vulnerable. And then just under their nose, they picked up the Novaria and it had the exact impact. And yeah, Maniac for CW.
I think coming back, we have to just kind of ignore what's on screen right now, and again, talk about the drafts, because the Novaria, MVP, 0, 0, and 15. Yes, he didn't get any kills, but who needs kills when you're always dealing enough damage, when you're opening up the map, when you're stopping any sort of ambush, any sort of pickoff from happening? That's literally the whole game plan from RSGPH. Their game plan was shut down as early as, what, the 4th minute when he got level 4.
Yeah, wasn't even like the 4th minute at that point. That was still like at around 3 minutes where it was already a massive lead for Onic. That hurt to see, but it was a beauty to watch. This was gonna be, or this was the maniac of CW earlier. And yeah, all turtles going to the side of Onic, the vision, the damage, even the play that I'm sure we'll see at the end of this highlight reel of Sans near the end, that it was his astral echo that confirmed it for Onic. They're all there. Let's punish it. KIBOY, go get your divine judgment onto Eman. This was one of the best Novaria games I've seen in recent memory. A near perfect Novaria game in terms of what you can do with this hero and how you should do it.
Yeah, it was a perfect KP. 100% for Sans. Just being able to field out that vision and facilitate his team. And when we're talking about facilitation, that was a huge, huge facilitating play in, like you mentioned, 3 minutes and 45 seconds. The fact that they were able to feed that Maniac for CW as well just really propelled that lane and really hindered Iman from popping off in already a very, very difficult matchup. Carry versus LeClaude.
Yeah.
I think it's even harder now.
Yeah, way harder. And this is really just a story of Onic knowing how RSG likes to play. There's like one thing we were all talking about behind the scenes, how Onic knows how RSG wants to play, the types of heroes they drafted to make sure that that stops, that doesn't get to happen.
I think it was a bit more than that, right? Because, okay, the mid duo was a double down from Onic. They knew where to focus their drafts on. But this is a common occurrence to all the mythical teams. The teams that everybody look up to and say they're unbeatable. It happened now for Onic. It happened way back for Blacklist. It happened way back for Echo. It's almost as if the drafts were completely dictated by Onic when it shouldn't have to be. RSGPH, look at their drafts again. Let's take a look at the pattern here.
Yeah.
What do they pick, right? First, it was the Kaja and then the Claude for Onic. And instantly from RSGPH, they try to counter it. It's always just counters. They're trying so hard to counter Onic that they completely forgot what makes them special, what they have to secure. And they got too comfortable by knowing that the Farsa was a pick. Even we stated that the Novaria went completely out of their heads, and this is where, again, it happens to these teams. They need to focus more on their draft instead of focusing to try to counter Onic.
I agree. And with that being said, fun fact is Onic, they always opt for red side. They always opt for second
The
pick.
Yep special.
Exactly. Every time they try an experiment or they get caught in first pick or blue side, blue side, they falter in the draft. So that's something that I do believe that RSGPH need to take into consideration coming to game 2, because from what I know, how it works is whoever loses that first game will be able to choose between red or blue side.
Yep. Now coming from the draft, I'd want to see one thing from RSG. Chill out a little bit, yo. Because they were taking fights or overextending their welcome in those early skirmishes where you're really just there going, you don't go for a full-on fight. Not just yet, but then there were some moments where I really thought, what are you guys doing there? You're up against a Kaja, you're up against a Novaria. When you get hit by their slows, there's no getting out of that. And you're up against a Frederick. And after level 4, when you're stuck in an area with a Kaja, with a Novaria there, and you're slowed down, you get the heck on out of there. You don't continue to fight. I know RSG want a death ball. I know RSG are a type of team that want to take the initiative. But similar to what we said about you do Red Giants earlier against Onic, you gotta learn when to pick your fights. Because Onic, when they know they've got a good fight in the early, they will snowball from there.
So it poses the question, if they do want to play that aggressive, does Karina really fit into that play style?
See, that's the point that I was getting to, right? I mean, the fact that they just trying to counter. The Karina, on paper, it makes sense. You're up against a Masha, you're up against a Claude. 2 basic attack, reliant heroes. Karina, for a skill, immune, go tank, and even harder to kill because you don't really have a lot of burst coming in from the Novaria onto the Karina itself. No, it doesn't work on paper because to be able to do that with the Karina now compared to back then in MSC 2022, it was in the meta. You farm up, you get those items really quick before the whole gold lane change.
Exactly.
And now, it's not as simple. You don't get that much gold unless you get the early kill. So when Demon Kite lost first death, it was almost over at that point. He's not able to completely snowball and utilize that tankiness of his that was already built in before. And we saw this. This is why Zaida actually went for full damage as well in the previous match instead of the utility tank style.
Yeah, little by little, it seems like the utility tank Karina, you really need to pick your moments of when to play it. Now even more so, especially with the changes, the damage Karina, just sounds a little bit better. Although I understand why they wanted to go that build path. But again, I feel like this is one of those things where if this was a game where Sans didn't hit his skills, it might be a different story. But it was, and that's why he became the MVP of the game, and that's why Onic took control.
Yeah, and with that in mind, right, let's take a look at the last 5 games that Onic have played and how they were able to win or even lose it out. Wait, no, they won every single one.
Yeah, they're in a massive streak right now.
That's a 5-game win streak for Onic.
This was, yeah, again, it was a phenomenal performance from them in the group stages, only losing once against Bren. But you gotta remember, this was also Onic that was kind of still experimenting, I would say, because in some of these games, it was actually Albert, not CW, who played. In this first match here, Onic versus RSGPH, there was a draft coming in. But from the last match, I do believe that is Yudu Red Giants, yeah? Second match is supposed to be Onic versus Yudu, right? But I don't remember seeing.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, Onic picked up Lunox in high loss?
Exactly. I don't remember
didn't
seeing
know
those
that.
2 heroes.
It must have been on the other stream?
I think it was the in-game remake that we saw from the draft earlier.
Oh,
remember?
Maybe actually, yeah. Saw that remake. But they are on a win streak because after losing to Bren, they've swept EVOS, Aura, BTR, technically 2-0, but it was a 1-0 against Todak because Todak, of course, unfortunately had to forfeit game 2, and then the 2-0 sweep against Yudu Red Giants. Yeah.
They're back to their MSC form. Remember what happened right before MSC? They lost to RRQ. This time they lost to Bren, and then the switch.
And that's why